I share with you the verse Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. Welcome to Lesson in Everyday. It is your host, LAT, and I am hoping that on this podcast, you are able to subscribe, encourage others to listen and tune in to hear messages that I share from lessons I've learned, lessons that I am learning, and also inspire and encourage you throughout this work of art, which is life, and what I like to call this journey, a journey called life, right? Because it's all a part of our journey, and everyone or each one of us walk a different pathway along the way. Each one of us have our own story to tell in our own journey. And I just use this platform to share my story and hoping that something along the way helps you along your way. So this week I want to talk about freedom and being freed mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Prior to this week, I talked about deliverance first, and then I did a week on healing. And I do believe that we have to be delivered, healed, and set free. And I just believe that this week is a good place to talk about freedom. There are many of us that war spiritually, right? And emotionally bear a lot, and mentally struggle a lot. Thoughts take over, thoughts come from left to right, top, bottom, you name it. Spiritually, we battle with spiritual warfare or within spiritual warfare when we're interceding for others through prayer and worship and praise, right? Trying or working, I don't want to say trying, but working to be set free, working for worshiping and praising God and praying for deliverance and healing, right? And emotionally, we get tied up and we get worn out, we get overwhelmed just from all of the spiritual warfare and what we battle on a regular basis every day, because every day we have to make a choice and we have to choose, right? We have to choose what we're going to think about. We have to choose the thoughts that we're going to hold on to and the thoughts that we're going to put in our dumpster, in a delete file mentally, right? And then emotionally, we have a lot that we face each and every day. And there are challenges that test our emotions. And some days we're more emotional than other days. And the different emotions could be, anger. It could be bitterness. It could be hurt. It could be, getting upset. It could be, being on urge for something, or anxious, anxiety, depression, different things, different emotions, different ways to look at it in different perspectives, right? And spiritually, we could be at a mountain in our life, all odds are against us at this moment. So there is so much to look into when we talk about freedom, because there is so much that we can assess our life, do a self-assessment, and just have a time to sit and just see where are we being held hostage or in bondage, or what areas in our life are we feeling held back or feeling like there are chains there, right? Where are the yokes? Where's the bondage? The strongholds. All of those things keeps us held captive, right? and holds us or cuffs us, like chain us with bondage, right? And it weighs us down. So I want to talk about how do we get set free, or the steps we take to freedom, and also what areas and what things are keeping us bound. What is holding us back? What is trying to take over us versus us overcoming and taking over it, right? And I tell you, it is so many areas in our life we can think about, even financial bondage, right? When you're bound to loans, or having to pay back, or feeling like you have nothing, and you're living on a limited, or you're limited to just your month to month, week to week paycheck, right? So being bound, right? But we have to really come to reality and come to the truth and really know what areas are holding us back, what areas are holding us down, what areas are tying us down, and who. It could be a who in your life instead of a what. It could be a who. But I just want to encourage you today, starting this day, to start assessing those moments, start assessing those areas, and look into it, make a list, write it down, so that we can start talking about the steps to freedom. I do truly believe that God wants us to be free, and free indeed, right? And so I want you to be free. I want you to be able to walk in this life doing what you do best, right? Whatever it is you do that you're passionate about, that God gave you that gift and you're unique in it, and it ministers and serve others and help others, and it's beneficial. Whatever it is, I want you to be free to do that, free to pursue that, free to walk in that, walk in who you're called to be, and that's what, like I said, we're going to cover this week. But I wanted to just start this week off with just letting you know what we're going to cover, what I want to talk about, and really believing, not just talking about it, but really praying and believing that you get set free in those areas where freedom is needed and necessary, where you have been held back, held up, where you felt bondage and you felt bound and felt like things are not going to change, felt like you need deliverance and healing, but nothing's moving, right? You can hear about it and talk about it, but praying about it is one thing, because I do truly believe that there is power in prayer. So things happen and things change, but it's a lot of areas, like I said, that I believe that we are still not free in. And I want you to be set free, have a desire to be set free, and and walk in freedom. So I really pray that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I pray that your weekend was blessed. And I hope that this week I can say something that sticks with you and help you and encourage you and pushes you to have a desire to be free and set free, okay? So make sure you make that list for this week of the areas that you feel bound. I'll leave this verse with you. John 8:36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. That's right. John 8 verses 36. I really hope that you break free, that you walk in freedom and you completely feel that spirit of freedom and you feel it all around you. But yes, go out, have a tremendous week and a tremendous day. Stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, share with others, and follow me on my blog, blueteabutterfly.wordpress.com. And on that website, you can find my social media to also follow. But stay encouraged, stay in tune, and make sure you tune in for the rest of this week. I love you. May God bless you and continue to be with you and cover you. And hopefully you choose to be free so that He can just remind you that He has already set you free. But we just gotta open our eyes, open our hearts and our minds to it, and have a desire to walk into it and to understand it and to read about it, to know where we are free, which is complete free, right? Complete freedom. And again, let me not go on because I could talk about it, right? But I want to share just that bit and do an intro before we get into it this week. I love you. I love you. Be blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful day.